weren't live yet.
How did that happen?
Who cares? That's the funniest shit I've heard.
Brand new
in like
episode
10
of
hours.
All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
Don't be jealous that my robot penis is bigger than your robot penis.
Chris.
So when Chris doesn't know how to transition to a new topic because he's flustered, he just hits the button on the soundboard.
And sometimes some special guests.
This makes Burt Reynolds blush. As Magneto once said, "Ha ha ha, welcome to die."
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
We're back. That's
I was
right.
really hoping that would have made it.
So, yeah, it's
Oh, did that not make it in?
I don't
I
think
was
it did.
in a different screen, so I couldn't tell.
So,
Oh, that was a good laugh, though.
if you listen to the live show, you missed Naki trying to get some text in before the live show started, so you catch the tail end of it. Sadly, I don't think it made it, and if you're listening to the later audio podcast, you have no idea what we're talking about, so we apologize. Because I'll edit.
But I
Sorry,
laughed over the
my bad.
intro because of biscuits.
Because of biscuits. That's the best way of putting it. So, welcome everyone to episode 187 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. We are not canceled yet. Contrary to popular
187 on your motherfucking ass!
Yes, we're not canceled
So
yet.
far.
Now, it's possible.
So
If
far.
you have problems with us, write your congressman and say, we don't like those ATGN guys, cancel their show.
It's
And
the internet.
they
You
can't
can't
do anything.
cancel me.
Well, they
But the
can
problem
try.
Just
is
keep
we're in
coming
4
back.
different states. So that's like a whole lot of problem for you. You got like 4 states that you got to write to if you want to cancel
Sure.
us.
I'm kind of curious if anyone is actually going to do it, and if they do, that would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
And
All
they
right,
can write
so-
them to the Idaho congressman. They don't do shit.
Yeah.
They won't even bother to read them.
So
All
as we start the show, I should say we've got the full crew here. We've got Naki.
Hi.
We've got Anthony. We've got the guest host extraordinaire, one Willie D. Nelson. He's flexing on camera for those that are listening to the podcast
It's
later.
too legit to
Oh,
quit.
they can hear it over the
They can
sound.
hear the sound of you flexing.
They can hear the sound of your arm hair. Jesus.
I was about to say the hair rustling.
I was going to say it's his chest hair against the T-shirt they can hear. Like
The
if Willie-
hair on the arm waving in the wind.
Yeah, if Willie leans up close to his mic, all you hear is like a sandpaper sound as he moves.
No. It's like gentle breeze
Like-
over wheat field.
Over a week.
I was going to say wheat fields.
I don't even know where to go to this.
And, well, I do. Let's go back to that biscuit right quick. I can definitely guarantee you by the end of it, that biscuit had a lot of gravy over it.
Well, so on that pleasant note, who has our random story to start the show this week? Was it Naki or was it Willie?
I got you. I want to make a fool of
I was gonna say,
myself.
we'll send it to Willie.
That
Yeah, I got.
works.
I'm gonna make a fool of myself a little bit. I'm sure most of you guys know who MC Chris is. I went to one of his shows over in Carborough, North Carolina, a long time ago. And then at one point during the show, he's talking to the audience. He's saying, "Hey guys, how many of you are Marvel fans?" I was like, "You know what? I like Marvel over DC. I'm a Marvel fan." And he says, "How many of you are DC fans?" Like, I'm a DC kind of fan, whatever. And then as soon as he said that, I looked down, and sure enough, I'm wearing a Batman shirt.
Nice.
I'm like, oh well.
You can be a fan of multiple things. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was like, I'll go Marvel over DC. Why not? Now I'm pretty much just more indie now.
I mean, look at my wall. It's a mix mash of Marvel, DC, Star Wars. It doesn't matter. You can love everything, and the more stuff you love, the better.
So your wall is Marvel and Batman, Chris. That's what your wall is.
And Star
Marvel
Wars.
and Batman.
And Star
And-
Wars.
And
Which is still
Battlestar.
Marvel.
And
Disney.
Battlestar Galactica.
I don't see much DC. There's Batman. That's the only DC you got up there.
Well, you got to go look on this side of the wall where there's a lot more of the DC action figures like Superman, Flash, Blue Beetle, Zatanna, Power Girl. I got all sorts of stuff on this wall. You just can't see it all with the way
the one's not good enough to make the main wall.
Well, that's my showcase wall. This is the cool stuff.
Oh, that's your cool stuff?
Well, some of it. I mean, I love that Battlestar Galactica picture over my shoulder because it's signed by Edward James Olmos, and the dude wrote a damn book on there when he signed it for
Nice.
me. He is literally one of the nicest guys I've ever met at conventions, ever. SP
He is
says I need
awesome.
more Arrow, so I should point out
Nah.
I just need to hang this. I haven't hung it yet, but I have Arrow here.
Nice.
And for those that are listening to the audio podcast, it is a picture that one of my artist friends drew up for me with the arrow over Starling City, and in the cityscape it says, "You have failed this city." It's pretty sweet.
That is a nice one. Who's the artist that did that?
His name's Mikey Wood. He's out of Pittsburgh.
There you go. He'd probably
It's-
like his name credited.
Yeah, he's done some really good Firefly stuff for me in the past, too.
Ooh.
But yeah.
There
So-
will be some more Firefly coming up in later on. I will let
I
you know.
certainly hope so. So we're live into the show now, and it only took us 5.5 minutes to get through the pre-roll. So I don't
All
know what to do.
right.
I guess.
Really?
I need to throw everything off the rail and talk about something. I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like
Here's what I'll advise: if we actually want to play clever cosplay, we should probably just roll into the news of the week.
fine,
All
God.
So news
Let's
of the week.
roll it.
News of the week. Just do it.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
That's right, awesome people. It's the news of the week, and if you listen to some of my other podcasts, you know I've reused this bump in another one. I just realized. So go me for recycling bumps.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just realized I used that Nerd Alert news for the headlines, but without the voiceover. So, oops.
See, I heard that when the first time or the first episode of Nerd Alert, and I was like, "That's ATGN's." Whatever.
I produce both shows, so.
I was gonna say you're the producer,
Yeah.
so whatever.
I prefer the term executive producer because it makes me sound all fancy and dignified.
See, I thought you were the associate producer.
Associate.
Ass
I'll
bro.
Damn.
Man. When it comes time to renegotiate your contract, you're gonna regret that, sir.
I'll send
Oh,
you
yeah.
a tie.
We're renegotiating contracts this time, huh?
Yeah, we don't even have contracts. Look inside.
I do all my contract renegotiations inside of a steel cage, so bring it on.
I do all mine with
Ooh.
beer.
Can I join in that steel cage?
Okay.
Are we gonna hug it out in the steel cage? Just have a hug.
We are not going to hug it
inside
out.
the Steel cage.
Damn, do I have to...
We are
I'll
going to
provide the
mankind Undertaker it out in a steel cage, Hell in a Cell style.
I'm about to say that's Hell in a Cell. That's not a steel cage.
That was
Difference.
hell in a cell. Come on, get your head out of your ass, Anthony.
Man, you must do yoga if you can do that.
Not in a while. It's been a while. I need to get back to doing yoga.
All right, so let's roll into the news real quick. I'll open things first because Naki's news is going to segue fairly nicely into this. Bleeding Cool had a couple rumors out there for DC TV shows. The first half I'll take, which is that supposedly Supergirl and Flash are going to cross over. Why this is happening is because CBS has picked up the back 9 order for Supergirl, and in order to spike ratings, they want to cross over with the Flash and bring in Team Flash because the Flash's ratings are freaking awesome, and it legit wins CW some Tuesday nights during that time slot. So it's kind of cool it's going to happen, but they can get away with it, I think, because if you've been watching Flash, you know there's multiple Earths that are being connected to our Central City. So it's very easily, they could just go through a portal by accident and end up in the Supergirl Earth and then come back and never have it cross over again.
It's
So,
true.
Are we on board with this crossover idea? Does it sound good, bad, indifferent?
No.
It needs to cross over. The idea that DC was going to keep everything separate, so you have their film universe is one universe, and then their TV universe is a separate universe, and then they go, oh no, Supergirl's all on her own. That was an even dumber decision than splitting them originally. So yeah, actually having them cross over at least a little bit is a really good idea, especially with Grant Gustin. Anything that he's on is going to be better.
Actually, I was okay with that split just because Supergirl's presence is the ultimate Deus Ex Machina for these TV shows. Oh, we need the superpowered Kryptonian to solve this. So if they can make that crossover happen and make it so it doesn't happen all the time, or make it so you're going, well, why doesn't Ollie just call Supergirl to come help with this? That's what you have to be
Yeah, that
careful
could
of.
get really bad.
Because the showrunners are smarter than that, and that's why you get, like, Listen for the Thunder. You know, they use Flash one time, very specifically to solve a problem
Correct.
on Arrow, and it was perfect. But they're not.
We
I
do
mean,
have
the
that
showrunners of the
crossover
shows.
coming.
Yeah, they're great about their crossovers, and the showrunners of those shows they're way too smart. It's not going to be something where Supergirl starts showing up every 4 episodes in the other shows to save everybody.
Well,
Because also, she's not very good at her job yet.
I think it's a moot point because I don't think this crossover is going to happen more than once because I think it's going to be a consequence of the multiple Earths, and that's probably going to
It's
get
gonna be a
solved.
one-off.
Yeah, it's going to be a one-off, and I see it getting solved at the end of Season 2 of Flash. They're going to seal all the Earths back into their little corners because we know Crisis on Infinite Earths doesn't happen for like another 14 years in the Flash TV show because we saw the newspaper.
That's true.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that Gotham's just sitting there twiddling its thumbs like, when can we come in?
That's because nobody wants to play with Gotham.
Yeah, no, and that one was designed to not be part of the universe.
The
Also,
best they
Gotham's
did there.
Terrible.
Well, the best they did there, and it was an Easter egg that doesn't actually show crossovers. There's a Queen Consolidated logo in the Gotham cityscape somewhere in Season 1. I think we talked about it on
Got
this show, in
ham.
fact. Got ham.
ham.
So,
Got
Naki,
ham.
I'm going to toss it to you. What was the other rumor Bleeding Cool had about DC TV shows?
So the other rumor, which I'm really, really, really excited about, obviously, is
Why?
You better temper that
Is it-
excitement, because I'm about to bust your bubble.
Oh no! Oh, don't make Naki cry.
don't make me cry. I'm having a really nice morning. I've been hyper as
You were.
fuck. I'm really
I think
awake.
Chris is about to ruin it.
I
Oh
vote for-
shit!
I vote for making
There-
Naki cry.
There's a rumor, which apparently is not true because I'm guessing that's what it is that Chris is going to say to make me cry, that Constantine will be joining the second season of Legends of Tomorrow. But, and this is something I already know, they're stating that Legends of Tomorrow is so costly to make that it might only be a one-season thing.
That's what I was going to bring up to shatter your world, is the fact that there might not actually be a Season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow. Even if
Because
it does
it's
well.
so costly.
Yes. It's an
It
expensive
is a very
TV show.
costly show.
What were they expecting?
But the caveat is...
That was kind of my thought, where I was like, well, I mean, you got everybody who needs like the CGI and all that stuff in one show, so that's gonna cost.
You know what? Other than what Canary, like
Yeah,
she's the only one that's not using some special effect, right?
And Rip Hunter.
yeah, I think so.
He's got a
Well,
gun.
No, he'll
he's
be-
got the time machine.
Yeah, he'll be popping in and out of reality with the
That's a
time
set,
machine,
though.
which will be less used as compared to like the cold and hot guns. But yeah, like Canary, the only one that doesn't have a special effect power.
Quickly, get your time machine. Let's go back to about early 2000s and bring back Birds of Prey to add in this.
Well, I think you're going to get a variant of Birds of Prey at some point. It's possible,
Yeah,
at least.
I'm really excited with the idea that Constantine could be back on TV. And I was listening to the episode that you guys said I wasn't going to listen to. So fuck you guys. Operation Knock You Down didn't happen.
I don't
obviously.
even remember what we said, to be honest.
Neither do I.
So, fuck you guys. Obviously, I'm still here. So, and this clam does all the bacon, apparently. So,
So, can you refresh me what it is we actually said in there? Because all I remember is we laid a trap to see if you'd listen. I don't remember what the trap was.
I think there was a couple.
well, I'd missed all of that, Chris. You jumped too much on me. I think my internet's going out on me.
So, what I was saying is, can you explain to us what it was we set for you trap-wise? Because I don't remember.
So, the first thing that you guys said was, Naki's not going to listen to this. All right.
Well, we were almost right because you didn't
That
until we
was-
told you we laid a trap.
I'm 3 weeks behind. I'm sorry. I don't just sit there and listen to my own podcast. There's podcasts I do listen to. Anyways, so that was the first thing. The second one was that Willie is the new Naki, but he doesn't provide enough clam bake for that.
I try.
That's true.
I vaguely remember that.
I told you, I tucked it in
Oh.
and rub it together really fast. That bakes it up.
And then
Ugh.
and then you all decided that this was Operation Take Naki Down, which obviously didn't work because I was back the next week. And then
I might need to
and
re-listen.
then we were talking. Then I only got halfway through, to be honest with you, because my car ride was over at that point. But the last thing that I heard was that Chris wanted to watch Constantine,
Oh, yeah.
and
That is
he
true.
couldn't.
True.
And he couldn't because there is no legitimate way to watch Constantine, and it still rings true. I think we're 3 weeks later. I have not found a way that I could legitimately watch Constantine.
So
and I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, I legit thought that would be something we'd bring up in there, and you would have a feedback either to make fun of the fact I'm late to the party or join in with me on bitching about the fact I can't legitimately watch it.
And I'm with the bitching with you because I want to rewatch Constantine. Seeing Constantine on Arrow was like, holy shit, I want to watch this series again, even though it, you know, the ending is so, ooh, my insides. But like, I still want to watch it again because I enjoyed it that much, and it's so disappointing that I can't. I can't legitimately watch this show anymore.
Yeah.
SP has some questions about your podcast listening in the chat room there, Naki.
That is
Oh,
true.
God damn it.
SP has asked, you listen to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., right, Naki?
I listen. Okay, so of the Gonna Geek Network, I can't listen to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I don't watch the S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Boo.
I turn on Starling Tribune every now and then. It depends on if I actually got to watch Arrow that week.
On behalf of us, we apologize.
Yeah. I do
right.
listen. I do listen to Gonna Geek, yes, and I do listen to Better Podcasting. So I've got 4 of the Gonna Geek networks. I also do listen to Unqualified Gamers, which I know him and Cody have his own thing going on, and the other one that I listen to that is not Gonna Geek related is Radiolab, so which is my science news. I like science.
I see how it is. Naki doesn't listen to my
I
shit.
I do listen. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I do listen to Nerd Alert.
You almost hurt my...
I've listened.
This
I've
was
listened
my
to the
heart.
first 3.
This was my
I've listened to
heart,
the
and it was about
first
to go.
3 Nerd Alerts.
You broke.
I haven't listened to Nerd Alert yet.
Oh, you're all fired.
God damn it, Anthony. Well, at least I'm better than Anthony. I've listened to the first 3. See?
New Naki.
Shut up, Aunt Willie.
So we've
Willie.
gone completely off the rails here, as per our normal. So I'm gonna say, Willie, what's your news this week?
All right. You guys, we're all right around the same age. You grew up with Nickelodeon, right?
I did indeed.
Yeah.
You guys remember Hey Arnold, right?
I do.
Apparently, Nickelodeon
do.
is making a TV movie that follows from where the series ended.
Really?
Yes.
Did you see the guy who voiced Hey Arnold? He's hot as fuck.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Like, okay,
I
I
did
know
not watch that
straight
show.
dudes. I knew straight dudes who were like, dude, that guy. I mean, that man's got the lumberjack hotness going for him.
Looks a little
True facts.
looks a little hipster to me.
Your face is a hipster.
What?
I don't
I
know.
think that one fell about 10 feet short of the goal.
I don't know. You've got the beard thing going, and the hat. You could be hipster.
Because I'm a manly man, and I just need to shave my
So
head.
am I.
I don't want to show you my unkemptness. I gotta be pretty, you know. Video.
I'm so confused here.
But what this could potentially mean is that old series like Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, or The Wild Thornberrys could also get its sequel TV movie. And that kind of interests me a whole lot.
They tried doing Ren and Stimpy. Did you not see that?
On Spike
I
TV.
did.
Naki, is this the
It
guy
was-
you were talking about?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, look at him. Look at
Wow.
him. He's got
Yeah,
the
he looks like a
lumberjack
hipster
look.
douchebag for sure.
Thank you.
He's got the lumberjack look.
That's a hipster beard.
At least he doesn't
That's
do the
not a
man bun.
lumberjack.
And the
He doesn't
hair.
do the man
His hair is
bun.
just barely loose from his man bun. He took it out for the photo.
I think the picture I did see, he did have a man bun, I believe.
Oh dear.
I knew it.
All right, then that's. But whatever. I knew straight guys who were like, "Damn." Anyways,
Point. New Naki.
that's not the point.
Is
No,
that what the shtick is going to be now?
He's trying to point you out. He's going to get enough points that he gets to replace Naki. That's his goal.
It doesn't work that way.
Naki, I'm about
Hey,
98.
let him play his game.
As
Let him
one
play
of
his game.
as one of the 2 originals on this show, I don't think that's how this works.
Naki, I'm about 98% sure that you can outlift me, but I will see you in that damn cage. Let's go.
I got you. I got you.
I got my money on Naki.
Your
You whoop your
ass,
ass.
Willie.
You do know Naki's a former Muay Thai fighter, right?
I will still try.
And she's cybernetic.
Yeah, and she's a Cylon.
I will
She will robo Muay Thai your ass.
I'll pull a Johnny Cage.
I am
split and
partial.
clam punch.
It doesn't hurt nearly as bad as me sausage punching you. All right, so.
Oh, it's tucked in already.
All right then. So that was some great news that Willie had for us. What do you have for us, Anthony?
Clam punch.
Oh, by the way, the episode title is "Oh, It's Tucked In Right Now."
Oh, it's tucked in right now. Nice. My news of the week is that Chris doesn't agree, but for a lot of people, for about 2 minutes, the world forgot about Star Wars because Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? They came on, and Robert Downey got to drop the one sheet, which the official poster is the one with the star across both their faces. And then Chris Evans hilariously said, well, if I'm going to give my news, I need to be in the A seat. And he literally made Robert Downey Jr. get up and swap chairs with him, which was hilarious. And he's like, I brought the trailer. And they actually showed the first full trailer for Captain America Civil War, and there is some damn good stuff in it.
So
we get to see Black Panther kicking ass. Well, Chris?
So here's all you need to know about why it doesn't overshadow Star Wars. They had to debut it on Star Wars Week at Jimmy Kimmel. I rest my case.
Well, I'm saying, it's not like it overshadows it, but for 2 minutes, I totally forgot that Star Wars was coming next month. Because for 2 minutes, I was completely hyped about the Marvel Universe again.
Chris, that's actually the reason why it overshadowed, because it came out on Star Wars Week. Said, oh, well, here's some Captain America.
They had to use the Star Wars bankability to do it. Now,
do
don't
you
get me
really
wrong.
think that?
I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy about the fact it came out. But I went at the end, I was like, hey, Star Wars is still out next month. I'm good. And I honestly expected this trailer to come with Star Wars. So the fact it came out when it did surprised the ever-living crap out of me.
Yeah, but it's a damn good trailer. Lots of people are freaking out because you get to see Black Panther like kicking ass and full on running in front of Steve Rogers at super speed, which was cool looking.
He's on
I
his
actually
left.
rewatched it.
Black Panther!
Black Panther, that's right. What, Chris?
He's on his left. On your
Yeah,
left.
is it on your left, Steve
On your
Rogers? And then I actually rewatched it and paused things and slowed it down again when I rewatched it at work and paused to see what it is that Thunderbolt Ross hands Steve Rogers when he's telling him about how basically there shouldn't be unregistered superhumans, and the big giant packet that looks like a bill that's going to go to Congress is called the Sturgovia event, and it says. Or Accords, yeah, for registration of superpowers. And so basically they're taking the Stanford incident in the Marvel Comics where the New Warriors blew up a town and killed a bunch of kids, which it wasn't the New Warriors that fucking blew up the town, it was goddamn Nitro. It's not my New Warriors' fault, motherfuckers. They blame them, but they didn't do it. It's fucking Nitro, punk ass. They're taking that event and replacing it with the fact that basically Ultron lifted a city and dropped it on part of the planet. And so they're using that as the instigating incident to say that anybody with superpowers needs to be registered with the government. And yeah, the idea of bringing in Thunderbolt Ross to try to push it is hilarious because it's so perfect. He's just that perfect type of asshole to try to say, no, everybody's going to work for me now. And of course,
he's no longer General Thunderbolt Ross now. He's Secretary of State Thunderbolt Ross is what has come out now too.
Oh, they actually said that he's Secretary of State?
Secretary of State is what IO9 had in their breakdown of all the stuff that was showing up in the trailers.
Nice. Ooh. Okay, so then I definitely want to see Ruffalo slap the Secretary of State, because that would be awesome.
Well, we do know Hulk is not in Captain America Civil War, but he'll presumably be appearing in Thor Ragnarok. Also,
yeah, and I think we see a glimpse of every character that's going to be in it except for Spider-Man. There's still no reference or shots of him in the trailer.
And the fact people got pissed that, oh, you didn't show Spider-Man in the trailer, get off your high horse. He's only going to be in it for like 5 minutes probably, which is a bit of an exaggeration, but he's not going to be a main player in this movie.
Also, Black Panther!
Were people complaining about that?
Yeah, people were bitching, which is hilarious. Yeah, I don't know why anybody was bitching because he's not going to be the main character in it. And why would you waste him in the first trailer?
Exactly.
There's got to be at least 3 more trailers before it drops. Yeah, there's going to be 3 more trailers. I'm hoping what we're going to get is a lot more Wakanda and more references to T'Challa. and like the Wired magazine cover and all the other stuff that what's his name, Bozeman, has done. Because I mean, he's been doing all sorts of like the fake press stuff, setting up all the stuff that they're gonna have for his character. Which I'm excited for that because that kid is such a fantastic actor, and that suit on Black Panther looks fucking badass. Marvel has their actual Batman now, because that was Batman without the cape, is what that was, and he was looking awesome.
See, I thought it looked cool too, and then other people it looks like a Power Rangers ripoff. I was like, really? Really?
Shit, if anything, the Power Rangers ripped off Black Panther. But that, we get to see a sequence with Steve and Bucky just going down and whooping the shit out of Iron Man.
Team. Oh my God.
That sequence, like, there's one quick part of it that where like they're tossing the shield back and forth, and there's a little kind of glitchy CGI part. But I think that, I mean, honestly, it's the first trailer, and it wasn't quite cleaned up perfectly yet for the timing on it. But still, that sequence looks awesome. So the idea that we're going to get to see basically Steve and Bucky just start slapping around Robert Downey Jr. in one of the suits, I'm excited for that. It's going to be a fucking badass movie.
Until he calls in the House Party Protocol to kick their ass.
What house party? He blew up all them suits.
He's already made more. I mean, look, he's already in his third suit since the last movie.
Yeah, more than likely.
And we already saw War Machine has a new suit, and I felt bad because it looked like War Machine had his arc reactor ripped out.
I was gonna say, you also see in the trailer, that War Machine's on the ground, and fucking Tony starts holding him crying because fucking apparently Rhodey gets his ass whooped.
I mean, the big thing we saw in this is they gave us an idea of who Team Cap is. They didn't really give us much of an idea of who Team Iron Man is, aside from Iron Man and War Machine.
Well, we already knew.
Well, I think that's where Spider-Man's going to come in, because I think they're going to stick to Parker going with Tony Stark.
I think you're going to have Ant-Man play the role of Spider-Man and be the flip-flopper in this one, too. That's my conspiracy theory. I mean,
because we know he's in it for sure.
Yeah, one last thing. And if you remember the Ant-Man post-credits stinger, they talk about bringing Tony in for help when they've captured the Winter Soldier. They say he can't because of the Sokovia Accords. So we finally got that tie-in in this trailer. So that presumably happens after Thunderbolt Ross shows up with the Accords. So just an idea of timeline. It's tough to figure out that because there's a crap ton of stuff going on. I am excited.
Indeed.
Though. It's just I'm more excited for Star Wars.
Excited. Oh, I would agree. I am more excited for Star Wars, but I am so hyped for Civil War now. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Civil War's up here. Star Wars is still down here for me.
Really?
I was never quite the Star Wars guy. I'm sorry. I watched them. I know the story. I was never...
Every day I'm becoming more and more the Star Wars guy.
I mean, I am interested in seeing the new one. It's like I'm like, oh, I don't care about it at all. I still want to see it. I'm just not going to be a day oneer with all that damn crowd.
I have a Death Star tattoo.
I already got my tickets.
Naki is just so meek.
Death Star, right there. I have it. I have Yoda
got a Star Wars
on my
tattoo yet, but
I have Yoda pin.
Where's Yoda?
Yoda. Oh, God damn it.
Watch that.
Those
right next to the robot penis.
Yeah, just hit her head on the microphone.
I was about to say, watch out for that mushroom stand.
Every day it's in my ear. Every day it's in my ear.
So
every time a mushroom stamp happens, a biscuit gets its gravy.
So, if you want to hear more about the Captain America Civil War trailer, there's some coverage up on GonnaGeek.com, and I will self-promote here and say there's an episode of Nerd Alert News that came out late last week that is all about the Captain America Civil War trailer, and I was lucky enough to have 3 other folks join me to discuss that, and it's about 30 minutes of us dissecting it and geeking out. So go check that out over at nerdalertnews.com. Part of the Gonna Geek Network now. See how I did that? See?
Bam.
Smooth.
Bam. Bam. Yeah. Like butter. Like butter.
Like butter. So
like butter. Like
you
butter.
You guys want to play some games now? Is it time for some clever cosplay?
This is going to be like Saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to play my ultimate favorite phone.
That robot penis.
I want to play a game.
No, the worst thing I get anymore is when someone walks up and just whispers, Jessica, from Jessica Jones. It freaks me out.
Okay, so that freaked me out for a second.
They lick your cheek.
Wait, as my first, okay, so as sometimes y'all have figured out, my first name is Jessica. So when
I thought it was the, as in the Naki, like the Rock.
I am the Naki. But Naki happens to be my middle name, so my first name is Jessica. So a bunch of people who know that I have watched this show have now come up to me and go, Jessica.
Isn't it creepy?
Oh God, it's awful. It's awful.
Well, I'm gonna get the audio of David Tennant doing that and send it to you as a ringtone.
Oh, thanks. You're the best, buddy.
I'm here to help.
So now the boyfriend can creep her out whenever he wants and just whisper her name into her ear.
No, I'm just imagining him changing my text tone to that.
That would freak you. Well, he is in the chat room right now, so Keith the Destroyer, when you get a chance, please change her text tone to Jessica.
And anytime she falls asleep with her head on a desk or something, you have to lick her cheek to wake her up.
Wait, doesn't he already do that?
Before
yeah, in the sequence, she's passed out on her desk, and in her memory, he whispers her name and licks her cheek, and that startles her awake, scares the shit out of her.
See, even prior to Jessica Jones, if you lick my cheek, I will punch you in the face. I don't handle licking well.
Do it, Keith! Do it!
Yeah. Keith, do it and then block. Be ready.
Do it and then run. Run.
Yeah, you might want to run then.
That's a good way. That's a good start, is to run. But remember, I work out.
So, since we're talking about Jessica Jones, let's talk about that for a second. SP has said Jessica Jones was tough to get through, especially episode 10. He almost quit. I'm up to episode 8 now. I've really been enjoying it, but I'm getting creeped out regularly. Like the whole, minor spoiler, the whole scene in the cop precinct when the Purple Man just takes over all the cops, creepy as all hell.
I was so, like, after watching that show, and boyfriend over here can attest to this, I was just so somber, and I was like, I feel dirty, and I don't feel good, I don't feel happy, there's so many emotions, and like, it's really good, don't get me wrong, it is good, it is just brutal at times, and I'm just like, oh, God. And I kind of want to watch it again.
And the show did its job.
Yeah, it's a very good show. It's very tough. It's very dark, but different than Daredevil, because the dark here is more psychological than I'm going to go and kick a bunch of ass and be mad.
I think that's why I like it. I almost like it more than Daredevil. I don't know where I stand if I like Daredevil more or Jessica Jones more, because it is two very different shows. Because one fucks you up psychologically and one fucks you up physically. So you can take your pick on which one you want to deal with.
Yeah, and I honestly can't say which I like more because I haven't finished yet. Once I finish it, I'll probably have to stop and think about it. Right now, I lean Daredevil a little bit more, but that's because I really enjoyed the Kingpin. But I really enjoyed David Tennant, though. So
I really enjoy psychological, like, horror.
So, does anyone think they had David Tennant play it very similar to the Doctor in tone and expression, just to creep people out more?
I don't know if that was intentional, because I feel like he would be that charismatic asshole. Like, that's what he would be. I don't think that was something that was, hey, be more like the Doctor. I think he was playing into his role very well.
That's fair. I also really enjoy the fact that people are melting down on Twitter right now, like, I can't enjoy Doctor Who anymore because of seeing David Tennant like this. I'm like, don't you guys know he's an actor? He acts.
I fucking told you that was going to happen. I told you that was going to happen when they rumored Tennant as the Purple Man. Yeah. I said if he actually got to play the Purple Man right, people would flip the fuck out.
So
I think it's coming off a little Doctor Who only because they let him give the character more personality than Kilgrave actually has in the comics.
Yeah.
Because Kilgrave is, he's kind of just a psychopath and he's not really charismatic because he doesn't need to be. He just makes everybody do everything. And I think what they let Tennant do with the character to build up the charisma a little bit made it to where it came off a little more number 10 just because he gave him a personality.
That's not unfair. So I see in the chat room the draftsman said Jessica Jones is good. Now he wants to pick up the Alias comic books. I'll let you know the Alias books are all on sale on Comixology right now. They're 99 cents an issue, so I picked up like the first 12 so I could read those.
And they are really good.
Yeah.
There's some iffy artwork depending on what style of comic book artwork you like, but the stories are fantastic.
Yeah, I've greatly enjoyed. I've only read like the first 3 issues because I'm just behind. But
I think that's why I had a problem reading the Alias comics, is because I couldn't get through the art.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of the art myself, but I'm really enjoying the story that's being told. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't remember. Is it Malikev? It's one of those guys that has a really hard line, really heavy on the blacks inking style for the artwork, and so it's not very like superhero comic booky. But yeah, the stories are great. So if you can get past the artwork, because yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but they are really good books.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm just watching Naki make this little penguin thing dance.
It's not a penguin, it's an adipose from Doctor Who.
It's a penguin.
I don't watch a lot of Doctor Who, guys.
This is
It's a living fat bundle.
This is where all my lost weight is adipose right here.
Is in your adipose?
This is a 10th Doctor reference, which is why I brought him out. So
I see.
Apparently, I re-ate my adipose because I'm putting the weight back on.
Well, that's what happens when you switch from working 6 days a week to 4.
Are you guys...
And donuts!
And donuts. So,
And
looking at the time, we're 35 minutes in. I think it might be time for a little clever cosplay. You guys in for that?
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, let's transition into that then. It's my favorite bump of all time.
Tranny music!
Mine too.
My favorite bump ever. So, for those that aren't familiar, clever cosplay is when we take some cosplays we find on the internet, both the good and the bad, sometimes the intentionally bad because it's more entertaining, and we kind of rate them and talk about them and say what's our favorite and what's our least favorite. This week we have 4 of them that I'll pull up on the screen share, and I think I'll ask, who do I want to give this first one to? I'm going to give Willie D. Nelson this first one to describe to our audience here of the 4. This is one I more categorized in the good/clever category. So, Willie, what do we have here for our very first cosplay?
Oh, wow, that's actually really nice. Looks like we have a Peter Pan, and then we also have a second Peter Pan in blackface.
That is the worst description ever for someone that's not actually
All right,
serious.
I'll really do it. Okay, it's Peter Pan's shadow.
I kind of enjoyed the whole Peter Pan in blackface.
Peter Pan in blackface. Technically, it'd be Peter Pan in black body. Like, it's everything, but I see what you meant. Oh, that's bad. Peter Pan in blackface.
So the goal is on all of these, because some of them will be good, some of them will be bad. We have to say at least one nice thing before we get into what we don't like.
All right, I do enjoy that Peter Pan, the original, has, or the colored version, has Tinkerbell on the belt. Oh, so does the Shadow.
A Shadow version of Tinkerbell, that's correct.
Yep.
So Naki, what do you think about our Peter Pan cosplay here? Do you dig it, or is it weird you out? Because I can't tell from your facial expression.
I actually really like it. This is not the first time I've seen this cosplay.
Okay.
So I like it. I like the concept of it. I'm more concerned for the girl in the back in all pink and Ugg boots. She looks so concerned. I don't like. She looks like she's about to like drop trow and poop.
Right,
I'm not. I'm not really sure what's going on there. A little concerned for her. Other than that, like I like this. I like this cosplay a lot.
So Anthony, what do you think about the Peter Pan cosplay?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I'm actually trying to figure out if those are like sisters or twins, because I mean, looking at their faces, like those could actually be twins, and that makes it even creepier and so amazing, because that's a fantastic cosplay to have 2 characters done up just head to toe identical like that.
So I think Peter's just a hair taller, but it could just be the angle of which things are taken because the shadow's slightly offset. I'm not 100% sure.
And the hat.
And the hat. I will. Yeah, the hat. Hers is Peter's rather.
The one hat's going straight up, and the other one's tilted back.
And it looks like it's just sitting on the hair, not quite the head.
Right. So my personal opinion, it's incredibly clever. I mean, who would have thought? Hey, you be the Shadow, and I'll be Peter Pan, and we'll walk around together at the con. I think it's really clever and it's really well done.
Now, what if you have to separate though?
Well, then you've just got Pete. Well, I mean, if you
then it's easy because Pete is then running around looking for his shadow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun you can have. Have you seen my shadow? I like it. So are we ready for the next one? I'm going to take this one because...
Do it.
All right, we're going to Ninja Turtle land this time. And this is, it's clever, But for those that aren't familiar, this is Raphael the
That's
Ninja Turtle. We've got a guy who appears to be in a green sweatsuit and has painted the front turtle shell onto that sweatsuit with some musculature. And on the back seems to have cut out a cardboard circle and taped it to his back that's made to look like a shell. He has red bandanas tied around his elbows and his knees to resemble the knee pads the turtles wear. And instead of wearing an actual turtle face mask, he's got just a bandana, and he's rocking it out.
Looks like he's about to go take on the Crips.
Okay, that's quite possible. So, for a quickly put together costume, I think it's pretty well done. There's a lot of attention to detail when it comes to the shell. That's my compliment.
I do
Really,
like the
what do you
pattern.
think?
I'm trying to figure out. It looks like it was like the top of an ottoman or something.
It's possible.
He did take the time to make it. It looks no. I can see the. No. Don't take it like that. I can see the effort he put in. It looks really nice.
And in all fairness, we don't know if it's Raphael. He's not holding weapons, so it could be any of the original turtles.
Exactly.
That's
Ooh, good
true.
call.
I went the animated series and was thinking red for Raphael, so I stand corrected. It could be any one of the turtles.
It has
The original
changed
turtles
since
were all red.
Yes.
This has changed since 1989, though. They are no longer all red. Since 1989. So we're talking
Dream
like...
Crusher.
I'm just saying, we're talking like 20, almost 26 years. 27 years, sorry.
Yeah, I'm an OG turtle fan. Back when soldiers got their heads chopped off.
I know. I
And
still
they
have
were-
all the original. I still have all the original run. I'm just saying, it's been since 1989. Come on.
Some of us are old enough to remember things since 1989, and before that, you children.
So I remember things before 1989.
I
Leave
did
me out
too.
of this.
I was 4.
Barely.
I was 4 too. Go Team Venture.
So what other comments do we have on the Ninja Turtle clever cosplay here?
I you know what? For it being this looks like a closet costume to me.
Same here.
Which, for it being a closet costume, it's pretty well put together. Actually, I think that thing on his back is a decorative plate. I don't think it's something he painted.
Like a serving dish.
Yeah, I think it's a serving dish.
That could be actually.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
So you know what? For being a around the house closet cosplay, I would totally think that works for me.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that dude's kitchen in the background, it looks like he was ruffling around trying to find that serving tray to tape on his back because his kitchen's just a terrible mess.
Yeah, it is.
If that's a mess,
Yeah,
you
for
want to see mine.
Something done quick and inexpensive, and probably from all stuff that he had at his house. It's good.
That's true. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty clever and well done for a quick costume. And I try to find ones like that, not so we're making fun of people, but we're like, hey, I admire your ingenuity. But Naki, I think this next one I'm going to kick it to you because I know you're a resident Borderlands fan.
I am.
So I think you might enjoy this cosplay. It's a 2-for-1 on this one. So are you ready?
I don't know.
All right, here you go, Naki. Here is the 2-for-1.
It's Moxie and Dr. Zed! Oh,
See,
man.
I find you good stuff that people like.
Okay.
Hello, nurse.
So
That was an unintentional side effect.
So Moxie is a very popular cosplay. I've seen some that are really good.
I wonder
and
why.
Some that are really interesting. I'll just say interesting because they put effort into it, so I can't say that it's bad, and I feel bad by saying that, but it's interesting. This one looks like they put a little bit more effort into it. They didn't do the cell shading, which is kind of disappointing because that's like the really good cosplays that I've seen of Moxie. They've done this incredible cell shading that they've done to their costume. This just kind of looks like it's permanent marker rubbed over. But the Dr. Zed is also not cell shaded, so at least they match in that sense. And but they basically got that down with the latches on the apron, the blood spatter and everything like that. Actually, really, I enjoy this. The only thing that bothers me with Zed is honestly he doesn't have enough blood on him, and
I thought the same thing.
And with Moxie is that she tried to be cell shaded, but she only kind of half-assed it. So I wish she would have either gone no cell shaded or completely cell shaded. She just kind of is in the middle there. But I like both of them. They did a good job. I love Borderlands, for those of you who don't know. So like these two characters, while they're minor characters, are very enjoyable characters. I really need to finish Tales of the Borderlands because I heard something happens to Scooter, so I really got to finish that.
No.
Not Scooter.
not Scooter. I like him.
I don't know if it's true yet because I haven't finished Tales of the Borderlands yet. So
I love Scooter.
I fucking love Scooter. I know the guy who voices him is a friend of mine, and
Really?
yeah, Mikey Newman.
So I'm bummed now. So what do the rest of you guys think about these Borderlands cosplays? Let's go, Anthony Bachman. What do you think on these ones?
Naki's thing about the blood, I'm thinking, noticing background characters with that little girl behind him going to a con. Maybe the guy decided he didn't want to be quite so covered in blood so that he wouldn't, scare kids. But no, these are fantastic. And yeah, the chick looks hot.
It's really hard to be Moxie and not be hot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way Moxie dresses
So,
in that game.
yeah, apparently it's a cleavage and thigh costume. That's a good costume.
That's all. That's literally like I was debating doing a Moxie costume when I was building costumes, and I was like, I would feel so revealed in this. I couldn't. I'm not comfortable showing that much skin. It's too much skin for me.
And for you listeners,
Sadly, I've only played Borderlands 2, and so I never saw these characters. But yeah, they're both fantastic looking costumes.
They're both in 2.
They are.
I never got as far in then.
You go into Moxie's bar and you go into Zed's health center.
Zed is missing a bandit arm. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he needs to be carrying one around at all times.
That's true. That's true. So it's very hard for me to say something you guys haven't said. I'll just say the attention to detail on these costumes is really good. They didn't go cel-shaded on it, but it's very, very close to what you see in game. So kudos to them, and kudos to pulling off a group costume. I wonder if they had another group of folks they were joining up with at some point to have a whole Borderlands crew.
The attention to cleavage is also pretty nice too.
I knew someone was going to say that.
I'm wondering when people are going to start making claptraps the way they do the R2-D2 club.
They already do.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I haven't seen one running around a con yet.
They when I was at PAX 2013. Yeah, 2013. Oh, it had to be 2012 because 2013 is when Keith and I got together. So 2012, there was a robotic claptrap rolling around, and then there was another one that was a stroller, but like they put the claptrap body on top of it, and the kid was inside. That was funny.
Nice. See, I think it'd be awesome to build something like that, but then have it be like your storage unit for all the stuff that you're buying at the con. So hollow out the inside so you can fill it full of, books and soda.
So I have one last one left. This is a team cosplay. So Anthony, we'll kick it to you first, but we can all chime in to help you describe some of these team members there. Are you
Should I be taking a drink now, or should I?
I think I'm prepared.
Are you prepared for the Avengers? The Avengers are here.
Oh wait, I get the shit one.
I'm glad I didn't take a drink. Now I can.
So
wow.
There's 4 of them here. There's 4 of us. So why don't you pick one and start with that description, and we'll just work our way down the chain to make it fair.
All right, I will go with I stole the mask off the back of a box of cereal Captain America. He's literally got a mask that's covering part of his forehead. It doesn't even cover his entire forehead. It looks like he took his 4-year-old's shield away from him, bought a Captain America shirt, and then borrowed somebody's helmet. It's a lot of taking stuff from other people to make that costume.
So I think that Captain America mask he's wearing comes off a greeting card. Because there was one that was like a punch-out cardboard mask for kids on greeting cards. So I
think that's the one from Lowe's. They did the build a toy where you could go in and do each Avengers vehicle. My nephews were doing those, and you could pick up masks for all the different Avengers. I think it's one of those.
I really enjoyed that they're all standing in front of a Canadian flag.
That is also fantastic to me. So I'm going to take the Iron Man one because what I love about this is the great irony in there that his suit is made out of cardboard from alcohol, and Tony Stark is a well-known alcoholic. So like he's got a Jose Cuervo faceplate for a helmet. His body armor is Crown Royal, it looks like, and he has a Jack Daniels arc reactor. I think that is absolutely hilarious that they did Tony Stark out of cardboard from alcoholic beverages.
I feel like that was on purpose.
I do too. An outrage.
I feel like it's completely on purpose.
Willie meant to say Alpha Flight, not Alpha Force. Alpha Flight.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Get your Canadian super teams right. There's only fucking one.
Go America!
So honestly, the Jose Cuervo Iron Man might be my favorite thing out of this group shot, especially the fact he's also got the horned helmet. That's great.
Yeah, it is nice.
See, I
Doing that,
have to
liquor.
I have to argue with you there.
No, feel free.
I cannot stop staring at Hulk, and I think it's because of the eyes being askew
And their googly eyes.
and their
Hulk's-
googly eyes.
So try and describe it as best you can for the audio listeners how the Hulk looks.
So the Hulk is in a Zentai suit, with some Sharpie drawn on muscles
Muscles.
and a drawn on mouth of rage. Like it's just open with a really
Is that
badly
what
drawn
that's
nose.
supposed to be?
I think so. And with a really badly drawn nose. But to be fair, noses are hard to draw.
They are.
And then
They're not that hard to draw.
They are if you're drunk.
the eyes are askew. Like the left eye is much higher than the right, with some felt eyebrows that are supposed to be making the angry eyes. And I don't know if that's like a leftover dust mop or something used as the black hair, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. Yeah, so I can't stop staring at the Hulk because I'm just I don't understand how Zentai suits work, mainly because I'm a person who can't wear contacts, so I always have to wear glasses. So it just makes me think like I would be fogged up and really uncomfortable in it. But kudos to you all who wear Zentai suits.
He looks like one of the characters on Sesame Street that rode the short bus and is just super tall.
I'm going to say it looks like a sloth from the Goonies if he was green, because of the eyes.
So we've got one
Sloth
last.
was more muscular.
Yes, we've got one last Avenger to describe. Why don't you, Willie D. Nelson, describe Thor to our audio listeners?
All right, this is a picture-perfect Thor. You got the long golden blonde hair. You got the winged helmet. You even have Mjolnir down there, and you got the little plate, the little circular plates down the chest. He's just looking a little frumpy.
He looks like he's having fun with it. That's what I was going to say. That dude looks like he's just he's tickled pink with these costumes. He thinks it's hilarious. He knows it's a joke.
Oh, no, he got into an Iron Man stash.
Oh, he's an Iron Man stash, yeah.
I think they all are.
He's the one that drank the Jack Daniels. Yeah, Hulk finished off the Cuervo and then drew his face. And Caps is pissed because he's like, I don't drink.
Yeah. So the draftsman in the chat room says, I feel like Thor is getting overlooked. The guy is big, long hair that's blonde that actually looks like a Viking. He needs
Indeed,
more of a
he
beard.
is the closest to character.
It is true.
My question is, how did Hulk lose his teeth?
I don't know. He got
Because
punched
he
real
gnashed
hard.
There's
his,
too much wrong with
teeth
that.
really hard.
He grinded
Hulk
him
smashed
to
his own
nothing.
teeth.
So we'll wrap this up. We've got 4 clever cosplays to discuss here, and I think they're all group ones, if I recall correctly. So what I need to ask you guys is, what is your favorite and what is your least favorite? So as a quick refresher for anyone who's watching live and listening, our 4 costumes, we had Peter Pan with his shadow. We had a Ninja Turtle, homemade. We had Mad Moxie and Dr. Zed from Borderlands, and finally, the homemade Avengers. So, Anthony Bachman, which one is your favorite, and which one is your least favorite?
My favorite would be Peter Pan and his shadow. That one's fantastic. My least favorite is the turtle because you can't identify which turtle.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You can if you got out in 1989.
But I like it there. It's nice and warm.
He needs a weapon. He needs a weapon to show you which turtle he is. Therefore, his costume
Well,
fails.
he didn't have weapons in his kitchen where he got everything else for this costume.
Money was good in the 80s. Let's go back
He should
there.
have been. He could take a stick off a broom. Donatello.
So, Willie D. Nelson, which one is your favorite and which is your least favorite of these costumes?
All right, if I was going dirty, I would say Mad Moxie by herself. But for quality, I'm going to have to say Peter Pan for sure.
Peter Pan? So,
Yeah.
which is your least favorite then?
God, you got to go with that turtle. I'm
Turtle?
sorry. Different reasons, Naki. Different reasons. It's just quality-wise. But for all-time just good, just fun, everyone just having a blast, I have to go for the Avengers if I was going for the best. Just because they're all there, they're having a great time. Except for Captain America, he can go somewhere else.
So, you know what? I'm actually with you. I really enjoy the Avengers costumes just because for homemade, they're a lot of fun. It's like, these are guys that threw something together for Halloween. The Captain America one, I think, is bad. I mean, just period. He didn't put much effort into it. These other guys put a lot of effort into their costume. Like I said before, that Iron Man costume is fantastic with everything being made out of alcohol. boxes and containers. It's hilarious and well done. So I honestly, and I'm not saying this to troll, my favorite's the Avengers just because of mostly the Iron Man, I'll be honest. And my least favorite, it's probably the Ninja Turtle also. And it's not fair of me to say that. It's just because it's the least high quality one that's in here, I think. So Naki, what is your favorite of these?
So I think of the trying and high quality wise, I am giving it to the Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's fair.
They had, out of the, they put the most effort into it.
That's
thing.
very true.
Of the just overall enjoyment, Avengers made me laugh way more than any of them.
Yeah, so I guess I should caveat also, I would agree with you. For enjoyment, Avengers would be my favorite, but the best one is Peter Pan. Let me clear that up.
Yeah. So, and don't get me wrong, the Borderlands ones are both very good. But I think that if I was to compare these two as to, quality-wise and everything like that, I would give it to Peter Pan.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So that's this round of Clever Cosplay. I look in the chat room real quick, and I see that Layla said Borderlands was awesome, but those Avengers, though, they're pretty good. And then Tasha said Borderlands was great, but needs to play those games. They're super fun to play, and I think they were on Steam sale for the winter sale. I'm not sure if they're still on sale, but you can get them for dirt cheap on Steam if they are. So go and play them.
Chris,
I think they were on sale for $9.99.
Yeah.
Chris,
Sorry,
just because you love it, it's Leila.
Okay, my bad.
Shame.
Shame. Send the shame.
I know
my way.
it looks like it. Her name gets mispronounced all the time.
my apologies. When you catch up to the chat room, after you get angry at me, you'll hear Anthony's correction, and I apologize.
Yeah, we're all getting corrected by Anthony today.
That's right. Alpha Force. The fuck is wrong with you?
A lot.
One Canadian super team in 50 years, and you can't get their name right. What the fuck?
Well, it shows you how well that comic did.
Let's start wrapping up the show because we're about 56 minutes in. So we'll do a quick wrap up, and that's basically we'll get into what I'm into. It's our chance to share with the audience what we've been getting into, what we're planning on getting into, and basically try and convert you to our geeky causes. So Willie Nelson, what have you been getting into, sir? What are you planning on getting into?
I've been battlefronting a whole lot, having a grand old time, and next week I'm going to be venturing out a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Game Grumps.
Yes, I fucking love Game Grumps.
There was an episode a while back where they were playing an Oculus game called, I have it up here, called and Nobody Explodes, where pretty much one person has the Oculus Rift on and they see a whole suitcase or something shaped with a bunch of different bomb things on it where you have to defuse each part of it. And they don't know how. The people who are not looking at the screen or see what the person with the Oculus Rift has a 23-page manual that they have to both talk to each other and describe what they're seeing, and they have to defuse the bomb.
They have a Steam version of that now where it's not just Oculus Rift anymore. But anyways, yes.
Well, no, that version you don't have to have Oculus. It supports it. The second development kit. I looked it up because I'm getting it next week. My buddy's going to print out the whole manual. So it's going to be some fun times.
You're going to have fun. That game looks awesome.
And
PewDiePie was actually just playing it recently, too.
Actually, there is a game on the PlayStation 4. It's part of the Jackbox Party Pack 2. It's called Bomb Core, where everyone has on their phone. You have to defuse bombs on the screen. But you play with your phone, kind of like when we play Quiplash. Mm-hmm. And everyone has a different note for the bomb. So we were playing with 3 people. Someone has page 1, someone has page 2, and someone has page 3 and 4. And you each have to kind of work together to figure out which wires to cut. And cool. And it wouldn't be another week with Willie if I didn't get a nerd block.
Uh-oh, what'd you get this time?
Well, first of all, I'll go ahead and stand up. This shirt right here, it's a mix between Nightmare Before Christmas and Back to the Future.
Nice.
You see the DeLorean flying away with Marty hanging onto that strand. And let's see, got a nice little Star Wars 16-month calendar. See if I can get the glare off. There we go.
Ooh, with Kylo Ren on the cover.
Oh, he's in here a whole lot. Oh, there you go. Just random one.
Bam.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm not sure if
Let's
there's any
see.
spoilers. It's just a picture of Kylo.
I'm just kidding. I'm not really a fan. Who's a fan of Sherlock?
Benedict Cumberbatch looks like an otter, I'm told.
Yeah, I don't. I'm probably gonna give this away to somebody I know, maybe as a Christmas present. Little Titan vinyl figure of Sherlock himself. A nice little picture. It looks like it's a Bill Murray from a movie I've never actually heard of. I had to look it up. A glimpse inside the mind of Charles Swan III.
Interesting.
But I like the picture a whole lot. I like how it kind of just drips down.
That is cool.
Some Salvador Dali looking shit.
Oh yeah, and if you guys who likes National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
who loves Uncle Eddie like me?
No. He's disgusting.
Really? But do you remember the cup he was drinking out of?
Vaguely. Okay, that's pretty cool.
They gave a
Nice.
nice little shot glass of it, the moose head and everything.
That's pretty cool.
The Griswold eggnog glass.
Yes, I'm gonna try and find a full size version of it. And then the last thing, since I knew Christmas was coming up and this was gonna be the last box for Christmas, I did mention Firefly was coming back. What could be in this nice little box?
Oh, that's so cool. For those
Here,
that are
I'll write-
listening, it says engineered by Firefly on the top of the box.
Oh yeah, and if you open up the box a little bit, it has a "Let's be bad guys."
Nice. Is this made by
Yeah.
Quantum Mechanics?
That's
Says
a tiny pistol.
Ripple Junction.
Interesting.
But I open it up.
Or is it the keychain?
Nice little design, and then I pick up a Christmas ornament
Oh, that's
of
awesome.
Serenity.
Sweet.
That is badass.
damn,
I
And
want
it
that.
has some
too.
heft to it. It has some heft to it. That was pretty nice.
So I
Very
will be
cool.
getting my first loot crate basically sometime this upcoming month because I ordered the special edition Mass Effect one.
Oh,
But I think they're going overboard on those because I saw there's a Star Wars one now that cost $100. There's a Call of Duty
Jesus.
one. I was sitting there, I was like, no, too many of these. But I'll get my first loot crate this upcoming month, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what comes in it.
I do have to say I'm a little biased on Arcade Block and Nerd Block just because you get a T-shirt every month, guaranteed.
Right. So the Mass Effect one supposedly comes with an N7 hoodie, and I am totally on board with that because anyone who knows me knows how much I love my Mass Effect.
That does sound pretty sweet.
I love it so much. I can't even begin to put into words. In fact, I love it so much I'm going to switch my lower third for the rest of the show.
I don't believe it. Did you have that preset up?
Of course, I have like 6 different presets in my lower thirds.
It keeps erasing mine.
I have like 9, but mine don't want to ever work.
That is why you fail. So I'll go next and we'll let Anthony wrap things up on what we've been getting into. Like I said, I've been watching Jessica Jones. I am on episode 8, or I just finished episode 8. I can't remember which. Very fun. We talked about that earlier, though. I've been playing Saints Row the Third on my PC just because it's my ultimate chill game. When I just have a couple minutes to kill, I go in Saints Row the Third and I go and blow stuff up in Steelport and drive around and do random heinous acts. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Black Friday. I got in a little bit of trouble, but not a ton. I just bought Blu-rays mostly. There was a bunch of Blu-rays on sale I needed, so I got like Mad Max Fury Road for $8, which is coming in. I got Jurassic World for $10. What else did I get? I got Arrow Season 3 and Flash Season 1 on Blu-ray for $20 each. Nothing too crazy, but all stuff I needed that I'd been holding off on. So that was what I did there. Also was able to pick up Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition or whatever with all the DLC for $35 last night. So when that comes in, that's my next game to probably start playing on my Xbox because I have not bought Battlefront yet. Because I played the beta and I was like, meh. It looked pretty.
Oh, it looks
you guys are
very
enjoying
pretty.
it.
It's very pretty.
That's one of the most prettiest games. They got the lighting effects down.
So did you see that someone's put, not a patch, but a mod out there for the PC version to give it more realistic graphics?
I did. It looked good.
It looks, yeah, you can go find videos of it on YouTube,
I would
which
have
is
to
not
see
the
it
best
side by
way to do
side.
it justice, but watch it in HD on YouTube and you'll be like, holy crap. Or look at some of the HD screenshots that people have made, and it's hella impressive. And that's a technical term. Trademark, All Things Good and Nerdy, 2015. Hella impressive.
You
So
can
that's
keep
really
that.
what I've been getting into. And I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what Anthony's been getting into, because SP just asked him in the chat, did you unbox your Star Wars crate yet?
Oh, no.
Not yet. Yeah, I got my Smuggler's Bounty. I stayed home or didn't do anything for Black Friday because, yeah, it's crazy to go out. The only thing I tried to get was they had a lightning deal real fast for Until Dawn on Amazon.
I saw
Literally, it popped up on my phone. By the time I clicked it, they were all fucking gone. I'm
Oh,
like, come
no.
on.
So let me caveat
Yeah.
my Black Friday shopping real quick. I did it all from the comfort of my home on the Amazon app and BestBuy.com. I did not go anywhere for Black Friday.
Which is the way to do it. I was unhappy because, yeah, that was the one thing that I would have wanted to get that, because they had it for whatever, I don't know what the percentage was. They dropped a $60 game down to $19.99, and so, yeah, it disappeared in like a minute.
Yeah, same thing
Alright,
so-
happened with Dragon Age Inquisition. I was watching it and literally pushed add to cart, and within 10 seconds they were all sold out.
Game
Yeah,
of the
so-
year. I'm telling you. This is my
Yeah,
game of the
quick.
year.
I'll be getting it eventually, just, yeah, not at the moment. And then, yeah, Thursday, for my day off, I enjoyed quiet because the roommates are gone, so I've had 4 days of nobody else in the house. And all I did Thursday when I left the house was to go see Creed. And Creed is fucking Rocky 7. It is an amazing film. Michael B. Jordan is badass. And it's awesome seeing Stallone return as that character. And it is full-on Rocky 7 for the people that weren't sure if it was just a cameo or something. He is the second main character in the story. It's just not, written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, but it is very much the seventh Rocky film. It is a fantastic movie. And having just watched Southpaw, which I finally downloaded, Southpaw is good, but everything Southpaw tries to do, Creed does. Creed has the heart of a Rocky film. And so, yeah, if you're a fan of any of the Rocky films, go watch Creed. It's worth seeing in the theater. It is a great, great movie. And yeah, Michael B. Jordan is going to make people forget about Fant Four Stick with Creed because he's that good in it.
I'd already forgotten about it.
And he got huge. Dude, the kid must have put on 40 to 50 pounds of muscle
Jesus.
since his last film. He looked gigantic. He basically looked like a miniature Carl Weathers, which is insane because Carl Weathers was huge as Apollo Creed. Like, that boy was stacked. I mean, he stood toe-to-toe with Schwarzenegger in Predator, and was, not as big, but fucking close. And, yeah, Michael B. Jordan got damn big for Creed. But, yeah, I got my Smuggler's Bounty, which is why I'm pimping my First Order Snowtrooper with
Nice.
Pop looking with his giant helmet. So I got my shirt. And then, yeah, the box is super cool. You got the Kylo Ren on it. And then, of course, with this one, it's powered by Funko, so it's all about the Funko stuff. They did a pin and a patch. So you have a pin and a patch from the First Order, which is going to be nice because I'm going to be adding those to my bags, especially because this one is only every 2 months. So if those keep coming, I've got a bag that I put pins on, another bag that I put patches on. So if I keep getting those each, every 2 months, that'll be awesome. They did a lanyard, which also has a First Order Stormtrooper on it, and it says Star Wars The Force Awakens. So this will be my new con lanyard for any con that doesn't actually give out a lanyard to you. And then the two big things are Funko Pop figures, because they did 3 exclusive to just this box. So the only way to get them is in the Smuggler's Bounty. So I have the TIE Fighter without the stripes. There's one that has stripes on his helmet and one that doesn't. Get that glare out of there. I got the all-black one. So just a cool-looking little TIE Fighter pilot. And then, the super badass Brienne Tarth in her goddamn chrome battle armor. We got Captain Phasma in all chrome, Smuggler's Bounty exclusive. She is very, very pretty.
Very
So, yeah,
shiny.
I was very stoked for. Yeah, it's 30 some odd bucks after the shipping and handling, whatever. But to get 2 pop figures and a T-shirt every 2 months, I'm completely fine with it. That'll be the one box thing that I'll be getting. Plus, I thought about all the other ones like Loot Crate and Nerd Block and all those. Star Wars is the one where I know if I'm getting something Star Wars, unless it's a box full of Jar Jar, I'm going to be happy. Which I don't think they're dumb enough to do that.
I hope they
So
do
yeah,
it
I'm
just to screw
excited
with
to
you.
keep getting this one.
Just to
So
screw
yeah,
with
they'll
you.
do one just to mess with people. And then I finished off last week's comics. Tomboy #1 from Action Labs Danger Zone, one of their new adult imprint books. Crazy ass story about a kid getting killed and his best friend dealing with it. It is really, really good. Much better than I thought it was going to be. I read the write-up in previews, and it just seemed kind of weird. It is a fantastic book. Birthright is still the best fantasy book coming out. East to West is awesome. So a couple other ones from Image that are just really, really good. But Birthright is the story of basically a kid gets lost, pulled into a fantasy dimension, and comes back to Earth as a full-grown adult who's like Conan the Barbarian plus sorcery skills. And it's by the end of the first issue, you realize that he's not the hero that everybody thinks he is. It's a great book, and the artwork on this is gorgeous. And it's flipping back and forth between him as an adult in our world dealing with consequences, and then retelling the story of him in the other world where he became the chosen one and how he was trained and all the demons and crazy stuff that he fought. Just an awesome, awesome book. Got the first issue of Superman American Alien by Max Landis, the guy that wrote Chronicle and American Ultra. Specifically picked up this book because each issue is basically a different mini-story, and each issue is drawn by a different artist. Local badass comic artist Joel Jones, that grew up here in Boise and now lives in Portland, drew one of the issues, which is the only reason I got the miniseries. But the first issue is drawn by Dakota, the guy who does the artwork for East to West. Fantastic book, really cool story. Basically, the first issue is about a very young Clark Kent, like 8 years old maybe, learning how to deal with the power of flight. And so each issue he deals with something different. Really good book. And then there's a short one-page interview with Max Landis in the back talking about how he came up with the idea and what the series is going to be. Fantastic thing. I think it might be my favorite Superman since, what was it, Birthright? Like, it's a really cool new take on Superman. I'm liking that one. Waiting to see, each issue having a different artist is going to be kind of cool. Scotty Young, I Hate Fairyland. It's written and drawn by Scotty Young. The fuck else you need to know? Gertrude is awesome.
So, real quick, it has been requested that you Instagram the bounty roundup, if you don't mind, later.
I can definitely do that. And then Walking Dead, they're dealing with Alpha and the crazy people that wear zombie skins. It's a fucked up book. It's way better than the show. If you enjoy the show at all, you should definitely get on the comic. And then Robert Kirkman's best thing that he actually does, Invincible Reboot, Part 2 of 3. The reboot now has a question mark at the end of it. They changed the title on the top to A Superhero Universe So Well Constructed It Doesn't Need a Reboot, question mark. And so 2 issues into it, Mark is supposedly in the past and dealing with knowing everything that's coming in the future. He confronts his dad before his dad has a chance to kill the Guardians of the Globe and tries to convince him not to do it. And you get to see the fallout from that. So a Mark Grayson that knows what Omni-Man is going to do confronts Omni-Man before he attacks the Guardians of the Globe and murders them all. And so it's fucking great. Because at this point, you're still not sure if Mark really is in the past or if he's in like some pocket dimension. They haven't proven anything yet, but supposedly next month the reboot ends. So great comic book. It is the best superhero comic book that's coming out right now from any of the companies. So if you like anything that Kirkman does, you should be reading Invincible.
Fair enough. So in the chat room, Dressman's asked, have you seen that Dark Knight 3 is out?
I have, and I haven't picked it up yet. I just decided, to hell with it, I'll wait and I'll get the trade.
Yeah. Azarello is
too
also...
too many variants.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, Azarello is basically the main writer on this, with Frank Miller chiming in from time to time. That's my understanding, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks cool, and I've seen a lot of the great artwork and stuff, and unlike most people, I actually enjoyed the second one. I thought there was some cool concepts, what he did with the Flash and the Atom and the Dark Knight Returns. But yeah, it's not something where I had to rush out and get it. I'll grab the trade when it gets finished. I'll sit down and read it all at once, and I'll enjoy it better that way. And then, yeah, I've been doing the Battlefront, living my PS4, and then whenever I don't feel like dealing with assholes on Battlefront, I've been playing Lego Batman 3, which is basically Lego DC Universe.
It's very
Because at this point, I've played, I think, every member of the Justice League. With about 3 hours of game time, I've played every member of the Justice League and 4 or 5 of the members of the Legion of Doom without having unlocked anything yet. Yeah, it's a fantastic, fun game. It's Lego. What more do you need to know? Those games are great. It's the best way. Like, if you want to kill half an hour and just, let your brain rest, go play a Lego game. It's a great way to reset your brain.
Yeah, so you have gotten through to folks, though. Dressman has put Invincible on his pull list now.
Nice.
there you
Yeah,
go.
anybody that's a fan of superhero comics, it's awesome because Kirkman is one of those kids you can tell when you're reading Invincible. He read all the stuff growing up, and he covers every cliche in Invincible. So you see every cliche that ever happened in Superman and most of Marvel comics. He deals with all of them, and he always puts a twist on it that you don't fucking see coming because Kirkman is just damn good as a writer.
That's a good point. Kirkman is really good, especially in Walking Dead. Oh, and public service announcement for folks: mid-season finale of The Walking Dead airs tonight on AMC. Tonight, as we record this, which is November 29th, 2015. So
That's right. So tonight's the night.
if you are not watching live and you're behind, I strongly suggest you mute the Walking Dead hashtag in your Twitter clients because I'm sure people are going to be live tweeting the ever-living crap out of that.
More than likely. Yeah, I watch it season by season now. I just wait for it to drop on Netflix.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I do too.
It's been so good lately that I don't really care about the show.
I'm very behind on the book right now. But looking at the time, we did run super late. If you've been watching live, you probably saw that Naki dropped off. And if you're listening, you're like, why haven't I heard Naki lately? She had internet issues, and she had to reboot her machine and said she probably would not be back on. So if you want to know what she's been getting into, tweet her at OneNerdyCupcake on Twitter. Is that with a 1 or spelled out 1? I can't remember now.
With the 1.
With the 1, yeah.
So, number.
Yeah, with the number 1, not spelled out 1. Give her a tweet and ask her what she's been getting into. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to share with you guys. Or hit her up on Instagram, because she's all over on Instagram. All over. So as we wrap up, I just want to give a quick reminder to folks. You can find the show at atgnpodcast.com. We stream live every Sunday there on geeks.live, which is the Gonna Geek Live page, and Channel 3 of Alpha Geek Radio. We're all over. If you want to give us feedback, you can hit us up on Twitter at atgnpodcast or at Facebook at facebook.com/allthingsgoodandnerdy. Finally, if you really want to get a hold of us, feel free to give us a call on the ATGN hotline. The phone number for that is 304-806-ATGN. You can send us a message there. We'll play it on the next show. We like talking to our fans that way. It's a lot of fun. But all that being said, I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. Willie, Anthony, you guys have any last thoughts for us as we get out of here?
I have one thing. I'm calling out somebody right now. I'm gonna call out one of the unqualified gamers.
Uh-oh.
John. He has a PS4. He needs to add me. Willie D. Nelson. I'm calling him out right now.
So this is where I point out he probably doesn't listen to the show.
I'm guessing that too. I'll listen to him, so I will find out.
You need to tweet directly at him and be like, hey, add me.
That sounds like
if anybody wants to add me, I'm Bach2099.
Fair enough. So I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. Don't worry, guys. We'll be back soon. By soon, I mean next week. And just as a quick heads up, the next live show you can find on geeks.live, the live page for the Gonna Geek Network, is going to be the official GonnaGeek.com podcast tomorrow evening at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So feel free to check that out. And we are going to get out of here. So we'll see you next week, guys. And have fun out there. That's all I got.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, Channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us, atgnpodcast@GonnaGeek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at Incompetech.com. I like the way that ends. So, I'll edit this out in post, but I want to give a big thanks to everyone that was watching live today. It was a lot of fun having some chat room interaction today, so thank you for watching live, and please keep doing so, because we really, really enjoy that.
We love our peanut gallery.
We do love our peanut
emotion.
gallery. And sometimes we convert our peanut gallery into hosts.
That's true.
Hey everybody, it's Willie D. Nelson here.
Willie
How
D.
y'all
Nelson.
doing? Y'all doing good? Great. Hey.
I didn't have
That
a
was
chance.
stoned.
What?
Possibly.
Don't be making fun of my accent now, boys.
So I'm just letting this catch up with the chat room real quick before I close off the feed.
Yeah.
Because I'll even edit this out of the YouTube too, because I can do that if I get motivated. If I
Chris, master editor.
No.
Someone's got to do it.
So SP's asking, Willie, what's John's PS4 name? Do you know?
I have no clue. I know he has a PS4 because he does review. I've been listening. They've been doing that Dragon Quest Dynasty Warriors like game. He reviewed that.
Nice.
Hey, he's a pretty cool guy. I would like to get on a game or two with him.
I'm sure it's entirely possible. They are the unqualified gamers after all, which you can find over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And I have shilled enough stuff today. So one last time, big thank you to everyone in the chat room that joined us today. We'll see you next week. And if you get real motivated, don't forget, there's all sorts of stuff over at geeks.live. You can see the schedule there for all the live Gonna Geek Network content. So we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Laters.
Laters.